Hi makers! Today we're making a beaded necklace inspired by a Tongan Heilala Kahoa. Today we will be using beads to create our kahoa. My first step is to create the base. Like other styles we've done before, I'm going to use felt as the base. In this video, I will be making 2 child-sized kahoas for my twins to wear to their primary program. I'm using a bowl to sketch a horseshoe-like shape on construction paper to make my template. Both designs will use this shape, and then I will be adding a half circle shape to one of my necklaces and triangles to the other. Now that I have my template, I'm tracing my shape onto thick felt that I purchased from Hobby Lobby. I've cut all my pieces out and I'm going to clip them in place. Next, I am sewing my half circle and triangle shapes onto the base. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can hand stitch the pieces on or do a different design like the horseshoe shape. Next, I'm going to sew a ribbon on each side that will be used to tie on the necklace. These are the beads that I'm using today. I actually ordered these from Temu by searching for 4-petal flower beads. There weren't a lot of options or high quantities, but I was really excited when I received them and feel like they represent the Heilala flower well. I got a reddish color, an iridescent white-green bead, and a white flower that is the same size as my red beads. If you've ordered from Temu before, you know that the listings sell out. So I would recommend searching for 4-petal flower beads, but I will link some in the description box. I specifically wanted 4-petal beads like the Heilala flower, but you can also use 5-petal flowers and it will still look great. The other supplies I'm using for this kahoa are seed beads, which I picked up from my local craft store, a beading needle, and beading thread. I'm using silver thread for one of the necklaces and gold for the other. For my first design with the half circles, I used about 270 flower beads. This size will fit 5 years old and smaller. My main red and white bead is listed as 1 centimeter or 0.39 inches wide. The larger bead I'm using in the center of each half circle is a 15 millimeter size bead. This size bead would look great for adult necklaces. My triangle kahoa used about 275 beads. The glass seed beads, I used a full tube for each necklace. I used a 6/0 bead size and the tube was 22 grams or 0.77 ounces. I purchased these from Michael's. I did watch some basic jewelry beading videos to learn more about this method. If you're familiar with Heilala necklaces made from handmade clay beads, these are a lot lighter and the hole is in the center instead of the back, so my method is going to be a little different. Each time I thread my beading needle, I am double knotting it and burning off the end. To attach this style of bead, I'm going to come through the back of my felt and place my needle through the flower bead hole and the seed bead. I am going to take my needle through the flower bead hole, and the seed bead is keeping everything in place. Next, I'm going to use a single seed bead as an anchor to help keep everything tight and in place. This step is optional, but I feel like it helped keep things tight and filled in any gaps of my felt that were showing. For my half circle design, after sewing on my center white bead, I'm going to sew red beads around the rest of my half circle. For this design, I'm using the silver beading thread and clear seed beads as the center of my flowers. I'm adding a row of white beads after I fill in the half circle, and I'm going to continue filling in all the half circles before I move on. When I run out of thread, I'm tying on a new piece and burning the end. I'm going to jump over to my triangle design because I want to make sure I have enough red flower beads. If I don't, I can do another layer of white beads on my first kahoa. So I'm using the same method for this one. I tried out gold seed beads with gold thread and these red iridescent seed beads as well. I ended up choosing the iridescent ones because I liked the color variation and it reminded me of the hues of red and purple you might see in a fresh Heilala flower. I'm using the same technique of bringing my needle and thread through the back of the felt and flower bead and through the seed bead, then back through the flower bead hole. Then I'm adding a single seed bead as an anchor. After filling all of the triangles, I'm going to fill in the horseshoe shape of my necklace. Here's my first finished Heilala Beaded Kahoa. I love how it turned out and I'm excited to have my daughter wear it. Now that my first kahoa is done and I know how many beads I have left, I'm going to return to my first design. I do have enough red beads, so I'm going to fill in the rest of it with red. If I were to make another one of these necklaces, I would probably opt for thread that's a little bit thicker. Because of this, I have cut out more felt and I'm hot gluing it to the back to prevent any snagging of the threads when the necklace is worn. I would recommend using a regular, thinner felt or even fabric so that your necklace does not become too stiff and lays flat on the person wearing it. Here are the finished necklaces and my girls wearing them for their primary program. Thanks for watching.